Hey everyone, welcome back to BrickVault. You all really seem to enjoy our first alternate model of a LEGO set with the Outrider by Tommaso being built out of the UCS Millennium Falcon. So we're back at it again with a brand new designer joining the store. Builder Kodiana Bricks, who is a master when it comes to alternate builds for sets, brings us not one, but two models. These are the Republic Y-Wing, specifically the Captain Rex version in blue, and a V-Wing Starfighter, both alternate builds built with two sets of the U-Wing that released last year. So both of these ships can be built with two copies of the U-Wing set 75399. The U-Wing set that came out just last year for $70 now flies off the shelves for quite a bit less than that. Amazon has it for $50 and I've also seen it for $40 brand new in box. If you're going for two used copies, I've seen open box versions for $20 to $30 on eBay. So with used pieces, if you're lucky, you're looking for a combined price of at least $50 to $60, which is actually a very good deal, especially considering how LEGO would price a set like this if they made a V-Wing set or Republic Y-Wing again. So if you want to upgrade your existing U-Wing set, just get a second one on eBay for cheap and get the instructions for these beautiful alternates on BrickVault.toys. We specialize in high quality building instructions, and compared to the competition, we hand test each model to make sure all of our MOCS are buildable and the instructions are easy to follow. With your purchase, you support the talented designers we work with, like Kodiana Bricks, and of course ourselves, so we can keep on doing what we do. For these, we also offer the parts lists on BrickVault, although you just need two U-Wing sets, but in case you just want to build one, you can also do so. Again, that's BrickVault.toys, or click the link down in the video description, and back to the video. As you can see, instead of having one alternate build, Kodiana Bricks gave us two Starfighters from the Republic era. The designer told me the Y-Wing was the first one to be built with the pieces of the two sets, and the V-Wing was built with the leftover pieces, and considering that, it looks really good. I have to admit though, the Y-Wing feels much more refined, and honestly, I wouldn't be mad at all if this was an actual LEGO set. The build itself, the instructions and the size feels like something LEGO would release just like this. It feels incredibly sturdy. You can feel this also wants to be a playset. Knowing this was built with the parts from the U-Wing set, the sturdiness is honestly really surprising to me. This is supposed to be Captain Rex's Y-Wing that we see in the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch TV series. The model is 37 cm or 14.5 inches long, 18 cm or 7 inches wide, and 6 cm or 2.3 inches tall. And to give you guys a better sense of scale, here's a TV wall mount next to it in case you ever wanted to display these two next to each other. It's quite impressive to me that the color scheme of this build matches so perfectly to what the actual Y-Wing is supposed to look like. I suppose the U-Wing is the perfect set for this conversion with all the blue and white. The shaping is really accurate. I especially like how the sides have been angled in like this, and they fit into place perfectly. Again, using just the pieces from the sets, the shaping in the front with all the slopes here is really good. We have a couple of laser cannons in the front, as you can see. The engines have been built up using a lot of these round bricks, and these light grey beams really bring this whole engine assembly together. At the back we also have a little engine glow recreated, and there's also a little bit of detail for the back of the main fuselage with a bit of grille detailing. We also have space for an astromech figure that can be placed in the spot the correct way, which is nice. And what I find really interesting is that not even the set from 2009 was able to fit it in the correct orientation. Of course, we also have space for the pilot, or for Captain Rex in this instance. I didn't have Rex here right now, but this can also be flown by a regular clone pilot, of course. We have a brown seating area and a few controls with one of the stickers from the set utilized here as well. The bottom has 3 inverted slopes here that can act as landing gears, so to speak, so the ship is resting on those while landed, which is neat. Obviously, this is a really unfair comparison because these follow completely different design philosophies, but here's also Fly in Space's amazing Republic Y-Wing next to it just in case. Now the V-Wing is also really interesting, especially having in mind this is basically built using the spare parts of an alternate build of 2 sets. Keep that in mind while I show you around this V-Wing. It has a very simple stand made up of just a plate and a stack of round bricks with an axle going through. The V-Wing on the stand is 24 cm or 9.5 inches long, 12 cm or 4.7 inches wide, and 17 cm or 6.7 inches tall on the stand. And here's an empty smoothie bottle for size reference to complete your TV wall mount smoothie bottle LEGO set alternate collection. The shaping again is something that I think LEGO would do as well with the V-Wing set, although with the last V-Wings they never quite got the angled pointy nose right. So in that regard I think this is even better than the LEGO sets, although it might not check all the boxes that a real LEGO set should be able to do or have. For example, it's missing the spot for the astromech head in the back. But I think if that's really important to you, I'm sure you can replace a couple of pieces for one to fit. We do however have all the other features a V-Wing needs, like the deflector shield heat sinks on top that are angled inwards accurately, and of course the radiator panels on the sides that can be folded in or out. The V-Wing also has 2 laser cannons on each side, and in the back there are the 2 thrusters depicted, one above the other, which looks really good. There's also enough space in here to fit a pilot, and we also have a little control console in here, using a sticker from the set again. The windscreen piece is kind of limited in its range of motion, but it's still enough to fit a minifig inside, so no big deal at all. Even though it probably wasn't meant to work like that, I found that the V-Wing can even be landed on the folded up radiator panels, and it actually holds up like this, which I think is really cool. Probably only works if you use new pieces for the hinges, but who knows, maybe this works all the time. Anyways, of course the color scheme of this model is dependent on the U-Wing set's colors, so this is not an accurate V-Wing that we see in Star Wars canon, but I think the colors still work here, maybe for a 501st version of the V-Wing. Now these are supposed to be playsets, so let's swoosh them around. Both models are really swooshable and playable. The Y-Wing doesn't really have any weak spots, maybe the grey beams on the engines, but also not really. The engines themselves are really well connected, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Pretty solid build overall. As for the V-Wing, you may have the engines pop off on you if you play with it, just because of the reason this build even exists. It has to use regular 1x1 studs as a connection point for the engines. Other than that, this also feels pretty good to me. Would be cooler if there was a way to lock the wings into open position at a slight forward angle, but maybe that's also possible with some of the pieces left over. Speaking of, there are some pieces left over, as you can see. I'm sure it's possible to customize these builds even more if you like, or maybe build something completely new with the leftovers. We also have 2 sticker sheets left over that you can use the stickers from to apply on the models like Kodiana did on his build, and of course you will have duplicates of the minifigs, which is not too bad, because all these figs kind of make sense to have a few of, except for Cassian Andor maybe. Dedra could also be a generic Imperial officer, I think. Anyhow, that's it for this new MOC, or pair of MOCs rather. Again, you can find the instructions for a very cheap price on BrickVault.toys. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and consider subscribing for future MOCs and content, and I'll see you in the next video at BrickVault.